Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone who watch our video. In this video, we want to talk about alternative assessment in language assessment. And then the contents of this material or this video are about, next slide, please. About conference and interviews, observation and self and peer assessment. Okay, we will introduce ourselves. I am Miftah Putra Madani as moderator, and my partner Neng Syafa Az-Zahra and Maulana Rizky. Okay, for the first material will be delivered by Neng Syafa Az-Zahra. The screen is yours.
Okay, for a number of years, conference have been a routine part of language classroom, especially of courses in writing. Reference was made to conferencing as a standard part of the process approach to teaching writing, in which the teacher, in a conversation about a draft, facilitates of the improvement of the written word. Conferences must assume that the teacher plays the role of a facilitator and guide, not of an administrator of a formal assessment. Conferences are by nature formative, not summative, and their primary purpose is to offer positive feedback. Discussion of alternative in assessments usually encompass one specialized kind of conference, an interview. Interviews may have one or more of several possible goals in which the teacher, the first is assesses the student's oral production, ascertains a student's need before designing a course or curriculum, seeks to discover a student's learning styles and preference, as our own performance, and the last is the next material is observation. One of the object of such observation is to assess students without their awareness and possible consequence anxiety of the observation, so that the naturalness of their linguistic performance is maximized. More specific to suit the characteristic of students, the focus of a lesson or module, the objectives of a curriculum, and other factors. In order to carry out classroom observation, it is of course important to take the following steps. First is the observation. How many students will be observed at one time? Third is set up the making apa ini ya? Is design a system for do not offer different elements you can observe at one time. Keep them very limited. Observation specifically how you will use the result. Oke, sekian materi dari saya serahkan.
Okay, material. The next material, self and peer assessment. As a conventional view of language assessment, self and peer assessment might seem like a reversal of politically correct power relations. Lalu bagaimana cara akurat yang dapat memberikan penilaian bagi mereka sebagai murid, khususnya dalam penampilan atau performance mereka. Penilaian atas apa yang mereka tampilkan bisa mereka nilai sendiri ataupun dengan bantuan teman yang lain, guru ataupun tutor. And next, what is self-assessment and peer assessment? Self-assessment derives its theoretical justification from a number of well-established principles of second language acquisition. The principle of autonomy stands out as one of the primary foundation stone of successful learning. developing intrinsic motivation that comes from a self-propelled desire to excel is at the top of the list of successful acquisition of any set of skill. Self-assessment itu menjadi salah satu landasan pembelajaran yang dapat dikatakan berhasil, kemampuan dan juga dorongan kemauan untuk menuju keberhasilan tersebut mendorong pelajar untuk unggul agar mencapai berbagai keterampilan yang mereka miliki. Setting and achieving one's own goals both inside and outside classroom, as well as monitoring that pursuit independently are crucial to success. And next, peer assessment. Peer assessment is simply one arm of a plethora of tasks and procedures within the domain of learner-centered and collaborative education, the most obvious of which is cooperating learning. Dalam peer assessment ini juga memiliki prinsip yang sama, tetapi paling menarik ialah dalam belajar secara berkolaborasi, di mana antara satu pelajar dengan pelajar lainnya dapat mengajar atau kita sebut sebagai berbagi ilmu terhadap satu sama lain. From this peer assessment, learners may respond to the value of others. For self and peer assessment, learners' immediate involvement can provide incentive to increase the motivation for their success because they are directly involved. Tentunya dalam asesmen ini pasti memiliki kelemahan, salah satunya dalam subjektivitas, di mana bisa jadi mereka menjelekkan atau menyanjung diri mereka sendiri. But it doesn't shut down of self-assessment may be more appropriate. Next slide. Okay, the next is type of self and peer assessment. First, assessment of a specific performance. A student typically monitors him or herself in either oral or written production and renders some kind of evaluation of performance. Tipe pertama ini mengacu pada oral presentation, di mana pelajar mengisi atau menjawab pertanyaan yang disediakan seperti video yang mengandung kuis, lalu pelajar checklist jawaban yang benar. The second, indirect assessment of general competence. Indirect self or peer assessment targets larger slice of time with a view to rendering and evaluation of general ability, as opposed to one specific relatively time-constrained performance. Tipe kedua ini pelajar diberikan beberapa option untuk menjawab pertanyaan yang ada pada kertas di hadapan mereka, contohnya pada class participation. And then third, metacognitive assessment for setting goals. Some kinds of evaluation are more strategic in nature, with the purpose not just viewing past performance or competence, but of setting goals and maintaining an eye on the process of their pursuit. Tipe ketiga ini sebagai salah satu ilustrasi dalam setting goals mereka, di mana mereka menuliskan beberapa list untuk kegiatan mereka setelah pembelajaran. Atau memberikan pernyataan dalam pembelajaran. Juga tujuan mereka dalam mempelajari materi yang telah diajarkan bisa secara berpasangan ataupun secara berkelompok. And then the fourth, socio-affective assessment. Yet another type of self and peer assessment comes in form of methods of examining affective factors in learning. Such assessment is quite different from looking at and planning linguistic aspect of acquisition. Tipe keempat ini lebih kepada penilaian yang bersifat subject matter terhadap personal skill, di mana para pelajar dapat mengembangkan motivasi mereka dalam menurunkan dan emotional obstacles untuk pembelajaran. And then the fifth, students generated tests, a final type of assessment that is not usually classified strictly as self or peer assessment, is the technique of engaging students in the process of constructing tests themselves. Lalu tipe yang terakhir atau yang kelima menekankan kepada murid untuk melakukan tes agar produktif, termotivasi, dan membangun proses autonom mereka, seperti kuis mingguan dan menceritakan pengalaman mereka. Next slide. Thank Okay, the example of type of self and peer assessment. First, assessment of a specific performance. Gardner 1996 recommended that students in non-English speaking countries access bilingual news, films, and television programs and then self-assess their comprehension ability. The second, indirect assessment of general competence. A list of attributes can offer a score rating from strongly agree to strongly disagree. For example, number one, I demonstrate active listening in class. Number five, strongly agree. Number four, agree. Number three, neutral. Number two, disagree. Number one, strongly disagree. The third, metacognitive assessment for setting goals. A simple illustration of goal setting self-assessment was offered by Smolin, Newman, Watton, and Lee, 1995. For example, my goal for this week is to stop during reading and predict what is going to happen next in the story. The second, my goal for this week is to finish writing my Superman story. Next slide. And fourth, socio-affective assessment. A checklist from form of such item may look like many of the questionnaire item in Brown 2002. For example, I don't mind if people laugh at me when I speak. The opposite, I get embarrassed if people laugh at me when I speak. The last, student-generated test. Murphy, 1995, another champion of self and peer-generated tests successfully employed the technique of directing students to generate their own list of words, grammatical, concept, and content that they think are important over the course of a unit. For example, we had a test today, but it was not a test because we could study for it beforehand. I gave some question to my partner and my partner gave me some question and blah, blah, blah. Thank you, that's enough for me. And next material will be delivered by Maulana Rizky. Screen is yours.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Maulana Rizky, and I will be explaining about guideline for self and peer assessment and taxonomy of self and peer assessment. Now, guideline for self and peer assessment. Self and peer assessment are among the greatest formative assessment methods available and arguably the most gratifying, but they must be properly developed and implemented in order to be effective. Next slide, please. 4 suggestions will assist teachers in successfully incorporating this intrinsically engaging assignment into the classroom. The first one, inform students on the goal of the assessment. Many students, particularly those in traditional educational institutions, will find a self-assessment difficult at first. They must be persuaded of the idea. As a result, it is critical that you thoroughly examine the requirements that will be satisfied by providing both self and peer assessment opportunities, and then communicate this information to students. Next, define the task in clarity. Make certain that the students understand exactly what they are meant to perform. If you provide a rating form of questionnaire, the assignment will not be challenging, but an open-ended diary entry may leave students unsure of what to write. Guidelines and models will be quite beneficial in explaining the procedures. And then, encourage objective assessment of performance or abilities. One of the most serious disadvantages of self-evaluation is the risk of subjectivity. You may enhance the beneficial washback of self-assessments by displaying students the value of honest, objective comments. Peer assessments are also susceptible to unreliability since students apply different criteria to their classmates. A clear set of assessment criteria may go a long way toward promoting objectivity. And then, follow-up activities will ensure beneficial washback. It is not sufficient to just hand out a self-checklist to students and then walk away. Further self-analysis, journal reflection, written feedback from the teacher, meeting with the teacher, deliberate goal setting by the student, or any combination of the above can result in a systematic follow-up. Next slide, please. Taxonomy of self and peer assessment task. Taxonomy or specification. the possibilities for self and peer assessment, it is helpful to consider a variety of tasks within each of the 4 skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. In listening, students can listen to TV or radio broadcasts and check their comprehension with a partner. For reading, they can read passages with self-check comprehension, and also question following reading and checking their comprehension with a partner. For speaking, they can rate someone else's oral presentation. And then for writing, they can revise written, proofreading, and setting goals for creating or increasing opportunities for writing. Next slide, please. In conclusion, an examination of self and peer assessment using our standard assessment principle gives a pattern that is pretty similar with the other assessment choices examined in this chapter. Practicality can achieve a moderate level with such procedure as checklists and questionnaires, while reliability risks remaining at a low level given the variation within and across learners. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Maulana Rizky, for delivering the material. Okay, we've reached at the end of the video. If you have any question or statement on the material that we bring to you, please write in the thank you for participating. I as moderator and also my partner, last we say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.